Today we're going to be scaping the cube. First order of business, clean out the bottom. We don't want any of that oil or dust or debris that was put into the tank while it was being made coming into our scape and hurting the fish. As usual, we're going to be putting vermicompost at the bottom. Since we're doing this a lot and it's slightly different from the Wallstead method, I think I'm going to call this the moss on wood method. Unlike the Wallstead method, which needs a very deep substrate, this one we just need a little bit of vermicompost at the bottom just to give the substrate height and nutrients, and then a very low amount of aqua soil on top just to make sure that the vermicompost debris don't float onto the top of the tank and ruin the scape. Even if you do see some of those floating on top, it's pretty easy to remove those. So moss on wood method, go. Slope it towards the back, and then it's time to add aqua soil. Slope this one also towards the back. And it's time for the hardscape. Just using two big rocks and a piece of driftwood for this one. A simple scape, but still it looks pretty good, right? You need to experiment around with the hardscape till you get what you want. In this case, this is it. And I'm adding a rock at the back to support the driftwood. And I've added these pieces of granite to prevent the soil from slipping. Add on a filter. Wait, hold on a second. What happened to tank Dully? Well, the bottom actually cracked and I had to move the crebensis out. Anyway, back to the cube. Time to add some sand. And a bit of sand later, it's time to fill it up with a little water and plant. I'm planting various different stem plants and a few bushy plants so that they can spread out, like this hydrocotyle over here and that caroliniana fine-wort that I added before. All these plants will grow slightly tall, but they won't get to the top of the tank or anything. The script might grow pretty tall, but I don't mind, it'll look nice in the corner that it's in. Adding in some Monte Carlo. And some more over here to just cover up that front area. Maybe they'll creep onto the sand. Adding in some moss and some crevices. and then we need to put the rock back on. You might be wondering if the moss will get squished by the rock. Well, I think it'll just grow over it and then stick out from under it as well. Won't that look great? When you're doing a scape like this, you're gonna have to be careful. This rock is a very dangerous element of the scape. If it falls off, then it'll break the glass. So you'd better be really careful in the placement so that not even the fish's tail can knock it down. Added in that tiny anabias and this java fern. And now it's time to fill it up with water. And we're done. By the way, I added this extra anabias because the small one didn't look good. And a few hours in, the tanks cleared up just a bit. And a few days later, it's time to add some fish. Right now, I'm keeping the fish simple, just a pair of plecos, a few raminos, and 2 shrimp. And look, the pleco's already on the job. The raminos can be a little skittish, especially because we just added them in, but give them a few days. The shrimp, on the other hand, are super active. And
a few days later,
everything seems to have caught on. The plants are producing oxygen, the raminos are swimming around. Great, right? Don't they look awesome? In the initial few days, you might run into problems like algae and fungus, but these can be removed pretty easily with a pipette or tweezers. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it.